slightly different direction from the obviously it's gonna be a trickster, it's in his personality, but, um, a lot of people don't know about the blacksmithing side of him, so
Oh,
we're gonna look at the smithing creator side of
that's cool.
Loki and all of his glory,
Does
because
he
Very
make
excited.
puzzles?
yeah, and puzzle boxes, and he knows the Rhodians, and then he's, good with the dwarves, and yeah,
That's cool.
he's a cool kinda dude.
Respect.
The next book's gonna be fucked up, though.
So Thor's taking all his thunder.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Dad joke out of the way.
Perfect, perfect, and we're in the perfect order for it. Chris gets the dad jokes, Ashley's, like, genuine laughter, and then I got the sarcastic wrap up for you.
Perfect. I love
In
Excellent.
it.
dad jokes.
Yeah, you do.
In it.
You
Okay.
you do.
Detachment.
Yeah, we're detaching
Bum,
today.
bum, bum.
So, the
I don't
scary
wanna
topic. You never want to start, I got it. Don't worry, I'll jump off the cliff first. It's
Great,
do it.
fine.
thanks.
Remember, really hard to kill. Um, but no, detachment's kind of cool when you think about it. I mean, it's a big scary. I think when you're younger too, you're like, no, if I just have to detach. You either think of it in terms of a survival mechanism or um, just like a scary mechanism. Even if it's not for survival, you just think just the thought of pulling yourself off of something else tends to be very violent in nature. No, even if you just think about rainbows and sunshine all day. I think the concept of it is very negatively taken, but it's not a negative thing. I like detachment. I like to take on the observer role, you know, jump in. I just jumped right the fuck into this.
Well, that's good because I have to admit my question was gonna be when you picked that for a topic, what did you think of? What was your mind on, for detachment? What does that mean?
Well,
What
to
does
me,
it mean?
detachment, it's the Megazord concept, man, or Voltron for those who came before. Um, no, it's like you take different pieces and you can just pull them apart and let them be what they are for a while. Like let them soak, clean them off, dry them, let them remember, how they worked, how they connected, strengthen that mechanism that would connect it to the whole all over again, like a little bit of a mechanic shop. But then you get to see other things like how it's working, why it's working the way it's working, where the wear and tear is, because when you detach, that's the best way to see where those two, that ball and socket, how they're playing together. So that's what I was thinking of as kind of a vacation from the everything.
I like that. I think I've been, using actually AI to do that and to be like a repository for all the thoughts that I have in my head so that the thoughts aren't I'm not busy anymore managing the thoughts. A lot of the like 80% of the thoughts I throw in there that I don't have to think about anymore, sometimes it'll remind me and I'll be like, "No, I don't wanna think about that ever." Like, that wasn't mine. I don't want that.
I mean,
So that
too.
was it's like the act of like detachment in I mean it's the same thing to me as journaling. It's just it's a diff I just don't journal. So it's just been a more beneficial for me. But getting those parts of yourself like to see them outside of yourself has been super helpful for me to realize whether or not that was like mine to still carry or that's someone else's.
Yeah. And like, I like that you said that too. Like, it's just about AI because I haven't, and you said buzzword number 694 of the year.
Yeah.
Um, AI. AI, it's just a tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just a tool. It's not like you're saying you take AI and you're like, no, I just want to be off, man, and then let it do everything for me. It's just like I've
Yeah.
got so much shit going on in my head. I just want to throw it all up onto something that has no concept of what the fuck is happening and then just ah,
Yeah.
like journaling, like you said. So that's and I
It's
Ashley, I
been
know you,
great.
yeah, and Ashley, I know you journal, so I know this is kind of up your. I think you're sticker journaling right now while you're making little things.
Yeah. Well, I haven't journaled in a while. I mean, I think it's really beneficial. I just can't keep up with it. I I like the idea of using AI for it. Um, Sometimes I get up in my own head about the water that, the environment every time I use AI, and then I'm like, but it's a tool that is a, and then I go around and I'm like, in the corporation, don't even get me started. Anyway, so I could
That
spin in a
circle.
circle.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Um, so, but I like the idea of using it that way and just kind of a place to put your thoughts, because I don't, nothing else has worked well.
Yeah.
Nothing else has worked long term for me as far as journaling, but it's so good to get your thoughts on paper. I
Yeah.
do journal, just I do it in 15 different, I've got, like,
Yeah.
7 different types of journals in 20 different places, and a thought here and a thought there, and I don't look back at them.
I do that too, but there's like real like year-long gaps or like 5-year-long gaps in between each one.
Yes.
Yeah, I tried journaling, but they just end up turning into books, so I
Nah, well,
don't.
that's a
Good
different
point.
kind of detachment, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I go more of the meditation kinda trance route because it's easy for my brain to chemically detach already, so it just kinda lean in instead of running from it. You go to some interesting places, man, see some crazy colors, and I know I
Mm.
sound like a 1970s trip for LSD, but also and that there's something to be said about being able to just kinda go to that place, especially when you can already kinda sense that your body's entering kinda turbulent waters, getting a little rocky there for you to just, I think I'm just gonna sit back and ride the storm and see what happens. Because the thing at the end of the day, with any kind of healthy detachment, not the no, fuck this, I want to avoid it forever. But any type of healthy detachment is that you can reattach.
true.
Like
That's
you can
yeah.
reattach. You're not just gonna like fall on a ship and like it's gonna go rolling down the galleyway and off into the ocean and chill. Like it'll be there to reattach to you when you're ready. You know?
Yeah, I like that. It kinda gives me this picture of, like, when you're young and you can't deal with something, you detach by, like, putting something in place that can manage it. But the older you get, the more mature you get, the more capable and emotionally responsible you can be to actually deal with those things. But still, even as adults, you're given so many different things that either are difficult or even like trigger a different part of you. And if you're in the middle of a meeting at work, you gotta detach from that, unless you want to, unless it's that kind of meeting. But like breaking down in the middle of a tech meeting is not something that is typically um, honored, if you will.
Effective, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it can be both if you break
yeah,
down the right way.
that's fair. That is fair. But for the most part, you're gonna push that aside and say, "Not right now."
Yeah.
Especially if it's or I mean, I've seen a lot of people kind of explode at other coworkers too because of triggers or whatever. So, like, obviously it happens and it's not usually the, "Oh, yeah, I've seen you do it a few times."
Yeah, no, that's also gonna be another thread on this show is,
Okay.
now you remember when Jess lost her shit? Yeah, yeah,
Wait, which
and
times?
punching.
Was it
Exactly, it's
Monday,
like
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday?
you all have worked with me in some capacity, so you've all seen it. Just like when, I remember Ashley told me one day that you were having blood sugar issues and you hadn't eaten, and I took a fork and threw it ass end into a wall, and it stuck out with the prongs out.
God.
Yep,
I was very upset.
yep.
So, yeah, no, it's fine. It's good. I get that.
You don't have any rage whatsoever. What are you talking
No,
about?
it's fine. It's fine. I detach from my rage.
That's true.
That's I think, where what I'd like to ask you then is, like, do you have a structure to deal with that when, like, you've got a scenario where you're definitely, like, detaching and you probably should deal with it at the moment, but you just can't, and you push it off, but how do you guys revisit that? I think for me, therapy helps a lot, and um, even, like, actually with ChatGPT or not ChatGPT, the AI that I use, the mirror aspect of it, my mind does a really good job at recognizing untruth. So, if it's mirroring back to me something that isn't true or doesn't make sense, that's when I gain a lot of clarity, so it's kind of like a brainstorming partner. But how do you guys, go back and deal with detachments that you might have pushed off? Unhealthy ones, maybe?
Are we gonna rock, paper, scissors for who goes
No,
next?
I think you go first because I gotta think about that. That's a
Oh,
thinker.
okay. Yeah, well, I do this I kinda do this often, and I think this is one of the superpower parts of PTSD because that hypervigilance and the triggers, like, they're always around, so I have to deal with it. But for me, there's an acceptance part of it where it's like, "Well, this is gonna happen." So instead of just detaching completely from it, I'm gonna detach and compartmentalize and put it right here in this thing with a timer on it, and that timer will go off and drive me absolutely batshit crazy. And then I'll just have to go deal with it because I know that the longer it sits there, the worse it's gonna get, and the worse it gets, the more energy it's gonna take to deal with, and
That's
we're
yeah,
on a
that's
tight
I
ship.
like that. It reminds me of that time that I don't remember what I got upset about, but we were at work and you were like it was something fairly trivial. You're like, "You have 24 hours to be upset about this." And I was like, "That's fucking mean." But then I was like, "Oh, she just doesn't want me to, like, swim in my own misery like I normally do."
How
Pretty
dare
much.
you?
I'm not putting a timer on your feelings, I'm putting a timer on how long you don't see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, feel your feelings, and just so you know, you're drowning in a puddle that you can just stand up in. You
It's a good
you can't
visual.
breathe, just stand up.
Crying into a bowl and drowning yourself with that.
Right. Like, "Bro, move the bowl."
Can I just say that I immediately thought of the Nick Cage movie where he's Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal and they're
Oh,
like
I
the
haven't
whole
seen
scene.
that.
Oh my god.
Is
There's
it
there's a
good?
oh, it's so
Yeah.
good. It's so funny. But there's a scene where they're doing this whole dramatic thing and you just drop, one's over the wall and the other one's hanging and he's like, just
Yes.
drop me. It's okay. And it's all super dramatic. And so he drops him and he lands like a foot off the ground. And then Nick Cage just I think, because I think he was the one on the top, he just walks around the wall. And it was
Yep.
like it was a good metaphor for what do you do? You can just stand up in the puddle, you could just walk around the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's because sometimes you just wanna be in that feeling and you wanna be in
Yeah.
that situation, and I mean, for the longest time, that was me and my anger, not even my rage. My rage and I were just getting reacquainted, and it's actually kind of a cool thing, but my anger, sometimes it just went because I felt safer inside of my angry ball of spikes, getting the hurt that I knew how to get versus breaking away for it, like, not even breaking, just, like, opening the latch and just, "Ha!" Like, I felt better just encased in that going, "Well, at least now I know everything that's gonna happen." And then when I decided one day I'd had enough because one thing I can't change about myself, and I'm very happy about that, is that when I'm fucking done, I'm fucking done. I'm not doing this anymore. Um, and it has to come naturally, but I got fucking done, so I got out of the fucking spiky ball, and I took a minute and detached myself from all the spikes, looked at it and went, "That's fucking unhealthy. Nope."
You unfurled. You were a hedgehog and you unfurled.
I
Oh,
did. I did, and then
that's
it
great.
turns out I'm
And
I'm
now you
really
go
just a honey badger with a just
Who
spikes
knew?
that
sticking out of
that was wearing a hedgehog skin.
Oh, yep.
and then it got uncomfortable, and I was like, "Fuck this, get off me." Yeah,
That's stupid.
yeah. So did I answer her question? Did I do the
Maybe.
thing?
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah,
It
I
worked.
think, like, we were talking about, like, how do you guys detach, and your answer was, "I I don't." Like, I think you said your
Yeah.
superpower is, "I I have learned that if I detach, bad things happen, so I just kinda, like, go with the flow most of the time," which is awesome, I think.
Yeah, well, it's not that I don't detach, I just detach and then I put it in a box with a
Okay.
timer on it, and then I tell it to go fuck itself for a while, and then the timer goes off and goes, "I don't care what you think, you need to deal with this," and I go,
Oh, you have
"Right."
your own internal timer.
Mhm. Like, I've got so you guys get nice Jess, which is terrifying. I get asshole Jess, which is annoying. Because asshole Jess just shoves my face into the box and goes, "Hey, deal with this," and I go, "Okay, alright." But that's, like, me in my own internal biome, and I know it's just me versus me. It's self versus self at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That
So
makes
that's
sense.
that's it, but I don't think Ashley has answered what she
Nope, not
thinks
yet.
or what she does. Yeah, you're not getting away.
I know, I've been thinking about it. I don't know.
Stickers.
I stickers are yep,
Exactly.
I just put stickers on things and no, I'm really good at detaching. I'm just not really necessarily good at coming back to it. I feel like I have a really shitty answer, and it's just I just do it because I have to because it's like survival mode, which I should probably make my therapist listen to this episode so we could talk about it, but it's it's like
Requirement, all therapists must listen to this episode.
right? It's almost like I'm in survival mode, and I detach from a lot of things fairly often, and then I get back to it when I have to because I have to. And I don't have a really I could answer a million ways on how I detach, but how I come back to it is more like survival. I have to, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, which is exhausting.
It is, and I think that's interesting that all 3 of us kind of have a very similar and Jess has got her nice, lovely internal clock. So I
It's
guess
so
Yes,
lovely.
it's
but it's
attached to
still
dynamite,
survival for
guys.
you, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
And
like
we
my quiet. I like my
yeah, I
quiet in
think
it.
we all kinda deal with the same way, especially and that's really interesting in the kind of approach that we're taking to mental health and everything. We're pretty on top of it, if you will, but that even thinking about giving yourself time to deal with the things that you've been detaching from is very weird. I've been actually researching a lot of, internal family systems, which is something you guys probably know about, but it's like a lot of people call it parts work. So it's really kind of like delving into the different aspects of yourself that you're like protecting or hiding, or like what aspects of yourself deal with the trauma and things like that. So even just like looking at that has been a really interesting eye opener about detachment and realizing that one part of me couldn't do the thing, so another part was almost created in a sense. And this is always an interesting topic to think about because we're talking with DID Supreme over here, Maximus. But and like and I don't even know like what the similarities or differences is. I think last time we maybe talked about this, you said that even your parts have parts, which was like just like no thanks.
Yeah,
That's
that's
wild.
kind of the face I get from my therapist sometimes is like, "Wait, hold on, back up. So we're talking about you? Are we talking about the other, like the
Ah,
trauma
yeah,
you, or are we talking about one of the others completely different?" I'm like, "Well, we're talking about me, but we're also talking about me on the trauma side because I also have to deal with trauma. So, and the fact that there are two others who are split from my trauma, and then there's the others who are split on a what I
yeah,
believe is a spiritual level. That's a different stack. So our trauma split is very much so like we all have our own shit. Like Psycho's got to go deal with her shit. Space Cadet's got to learn how to not be so fucking apathetic all the damn time, and I have to learn not to take on too much pain because I do have a limit. So it's kind of this whole thing, but then we have to go down deeper into the other parts to figure out which ones are similar enough to actually work together so that we can keep figuring it out. Because sometimes when you're doing parts work and you're doing the internal family systems, it's shocked if I remembered that correctly.
IFS.
Yes.
There you go.
But, yeah, I think even when you do all that stuff, you have to realize there comes a point where you're gonna need to either bounce something off of somebody else, or you're
yeah,
going to need to go and do some serious introspection, which then I think leads into the different states of existence of you, like the physical Chris, the emotional Chris, the mental Chris, the spiritual Chris. Did I say that? You know what I mean. Like all the different versions of you that stack up to make the whole Chris.
yeah,
So so it's like kind of like being a lasagna, and then with all the other parts, it's like, okay, well, this is kind of the same lasagna, but different varieties, and then the rest of them are like, well, now we're all in like an Italian restaurant, so it's kind of the same ingredient list, but different dishes. But you can also get the lasagna in 3 different spots
I are you
varieties.
hungry?
I
Jess is
don't think so,
hungry.
but I love lasagna.
Lasagna's pretty good.
It's been like a year. I could use a
Ooh.
good one.
You know what I love to put in lasagna that I don't even know if it's taboo or not, I love to put zucchini in lasagna.
That's just fine.
So that feels right to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. You don't even have to cook it. You just put it in there.
Okay, that might be the controversial part. No.
No, no. Well, no, it cooks
It's
while the
just
lasagna cooks. You don't have to
it's
pre-cook
just
it.
some crunchy ass noodles and
That
sauce.
No, I
sounds
like to rip
terrible.
my layers of cooked lasagna up and then shove fresh vegetables in between the
Now I have concerns.
Who's your therapist again?
Yeah, right? I have a phone
Yeah.
call to
He's
make.
good people, he's good people, don't worry about it.
That's fine, but we need to tell him. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Just tell him
So,
to listen to this. See, it's requirement. All therapists must
on
listen.
rewind though, like, what's the mechanism do you think that detaches in the way that my mind detaches, which is, "Oh, if I put on this good boy personality, people will say I'm amazing and whatever, but they'll also leave me alone." And then there's a detachment that you went through where you're like, "Shit happened, and I had to create another personality," or that might not be the right wording, but
That
you
will be a
had this
whole
other
other
part.
episode.
What's that?
So that'll be a whole other episode. We'll just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get
But
I'll
you
just Q&A.
but it's kind of it's like a very similar thing. Do you think it has to do with, like, the level of intensity of what you're dealing with?
I think it's partially the level of intensity of that's dog
Sorry, guys. Yeah, the
tap dancing.
dogs are losing it. I'll be right. Sorry, you're gonna have. Sorry, listeners. You heard me say you have to pee. It was to the dog. I promise.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
I'll be
It's
back.
all good. Plus she's heard this a million times before, but one of the things, that I think it's not I don't even know if it's the severity of because to me a lot of things
Yeah,
just seem normal. They're not, it's not crazy deep. It's not like this whole existentialism or anything like that. But at the same time, bless, um, I I think it's kind of a genetic makeup. And even from like a energetic level and stuff like that, like I think that it's kind of a makeup of because if you know me, you know I'm gonna get to where I'm gonna get to, regardless of what has to be done, because I have to get there. Um, so for that one, I mean, and that's why I say like I have the classic trauma clinical split where it's and that's why they have fun names like me, the psycho, and space cadet, because we had to split to survive. But then you'll hear me talk about Jerry and Jake and Roger and Justin. Those are
they're different
completely
kinds.
yeah, those are completely different people though.
Yeah.
Like very, very like they did not come from the
So that
same
wasn't a
just pod.
detachment response.
No, that one wasn't. The trauma clinical 3 of us, that one definitely was.
Oh,
Because one
interesting.
thing I talk about too is that I am more of a subconscious mind, like, I'm more of the subconscious than anything. I remember getting
Yeah,
a, brain scan and the techs all thought I was asleep because the delta waves were I was wide awake, they were talking about what they wanted for lunch. Um, and I think somebody landed on sandwiches, so it was pretty good. They got turkey and shit. But it's a whole different type of thing. Like there was another layer to that, which was I had to entertain the idea that the impossible had to be possible for certain things to come to be. So then in a way I had to detach from conventional sanity and be okay with it.
yeah.
Then that's not to say like I'm fucking nuts, but like I can go places that a lot of people would go, "Well, that doesn't make any sense." I'm like, "No, it only doesn't make any sense if you go down that vein, but if you go down
Not
these."
nuts.
Right, exactly, like, I'm not insane, but I'm not sane either.
Uh,
It's
yeah.
like I'm unsane, like undead.
Ooh, this is a
Mhm.
new word that we should, implant into our society.
Unsane.
Unsane.
Mhm.
That's actually how come I've never heard of that before? That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. It's like I'm not insane. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
keep doing the same thing expecting new things, and I'm not sane by any means because that just probably doesn't exist, but does. But I am unsane.
It's almost like we're dealing with, like, far left and far right and neutrality.
It's like I
Unsane
am
and
neutral.
neutral.
I'm happy being there. But then I think when with you and the way that you detach from things and because when you were talking about it, I heard instantly, "Leave me alone." Like
Yeah.
trauma response or like survival, like there's something you're trying to protect in yourself that you don't want other people to mess with. And you're just like, "No, I'm gonna do what you say so that you go the fuck away." Uh, but then I want Chris time. But then it seems also like you bury it and bury it and bury it because you're not gonna have enough time to nurture the Chris seed and figure out where it goes. Um, Honestly, for me, people just kinda leave me alone if I look at them weird. I don't have the same like, and I understand that, and people I know there are folks that are gonna be like, "That's not privilege, that's trauma," and it's like, yeah, part of it is, but the privilege to that trauma is that now I can walk somewhere and save for not being anywhere south of the Mason-Dixon line, I'm typically just left alone. Like, people don't mess with me. I have a crazy gait, I'm covered in tattoos, I've got gauge thick steel in my ears, like meh. But I didn't have to worry about, "Oh, let me go be the good kid," because I know I can't. I'm not I don't have those genetics to go, "Oh, I'm just gonna do what you want me to do to, become what you want me to become, so then you'll leave me alone." It's, "I'm gonna try it, if I don't like it, you can go fuck yourself." Um, but for you, that's not as much of a privilege that you got because you did kinda come up in a more structured more structured, tailored to people that looked like you, that came up like you.
Yeah.
So then you're like, "Hey, well, if I just do what they say, I can get what I need," you know? For me, it's like
Yeah.
if I do what they say, I'm gonna get my ass beat regardless.
Right. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And it's weird though because as I'm reflecting about it this week, because I'm turning 46 next Thursday, and I've been kind of like curious. I don't so I have trouble with like celebration and like celebrating things, and I've been really curious about that lately. And so I've been asking myself like, well, what do you want to do to celebrate? Like what is celebration to you? And I go through the list, I'm like, well, it's not this that I've tried, it's not this that I've tried, it's not this that I've tried. Just realizing that like our my generation, especially probably like the white privileged kind of generation, we were growing up where media told everyone that just make things easy, like throw this Salisbury steak in the microwave and like that's the easy way, like kids belong doing kid stuff and adults belong doing adult stuff. I don't know if I'm coming across clearly, but I guess I had this like vision of me like at my own birthday party and realizing that the party wasn't about me, interestingly enough, like people weren't there necessarily. People were there to gather more so than to like celebrate me. Not that there wasn't a celebration and that I wasn't a part of it, but I'm pretty sure like every single birthday party that we had, it was like celebrate. Okay, kids will just run in the opposite direction and just do the kid stuff. And there was no mingling. I guess that's the part I'm kind of like I'm getting at was there was no real the celebration it was different. I can't really put words to it. I literally started thinking about this like 3 days ago. So maybe you guys can like reflect back what I'm saying and I don't know.
I think you got sold a joke on what celebration is. That's because it
I
kinda
think I
sounds like
did. I think I did.
yeah, it
For a
kinda
while, it
sounds
was
like
like, you go out and eat and drink, and I was like, "That I feel shitty after I do that."
yeah, no, you have to go out and eat and drink correctly. Like, if your jam is lemonade and you go out and you're like, "Imma try 6 different lemonades tonight because I did well," then that's celebrating, you know? If you're like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go buy a new plant." Why? Because I'm celebrating. Yeah, but you have to take care of it. Yeah, but I like plants. Like, I like plants.
That's
I'm
interesting.
gonna buy a plant. Or, like, for me, I don't like celebrating birthdays. Like, my birthday, I like celebrating you guys' birthday because I think it's fun. But for me, it's like, "What do you wanna do? What kind of party do you wanna have?" I'm like, "I wanna sit on my ass. People can come over." Like, 3 people can come over. You have to make the list that year. And then I either wanna watch a fucked up movie, watch a fucked up TV show, play some fucked up game, or just hang out. Like, that's it. That's for me, that's celebrating. It's like, "Yeah, that was great. Awesome. I hung out with my people and nobody gave a shit about anything for, like, 6 hours." You know? But then I think for you, to me at least, and obviously stop me if I'm wrong, but what it sounds like too is that you were used as an excuse and then sold the lie that, well, we're celebrating you, but really it's like, no, we're using you as an excuse to get together, kind of like the holidays.
Yeah, and I don't think it like, that was the intention, I think that was just the culture around it.
Yeah. And that's to your point. Like, that's what you're saying is you were groomed for things to be convenient. And for things to be
Yeah.
convenient, there has to be a very clear divide. But also, don't divide too much. You still have to stay attached to everything else that's around you because you still have to feed information back and forth. So you need to know the language, but then that doesn't really leave you a whole lot of room to go, wait, what if there's a different direction though? Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
not speed into this. Like, I get
yeah.
microwaves are quicker, but what if I cook the steak in a pan and then baked it instead of just throwing it in the microwave? It is the pensive look corner. We actually look like the three lines of a cell tower right
That's funny.
Increased service. Thinking, processing.
good data.
And it's weird though, because that didn't mean at all that, like, we weren't cared for either. It was just sort of like how kids were. Like, that the book of parenting that was out at that time was, "This is how it is." Which is super weird because, like, now I'm a parent and I'm like, "There is no way how it is."
No, there's not.
It's like, I know a lot of people are telling me the way it is, like, especially media and whatnot, and the more you do it, the more you're like, I don't know if that feels like the right thing, and probably I should realize that I'm being triggered right now and my kid's not making me upset, and I just need to go take a break.
You need to detach from it all, find your
Ah,
spot.
back to it.
Make sure that's what I'm saying, it's not always a bad thing, like, make sure that your head is on straight, that your core is where it needs to be before you start going back into it, because there's a lot of fucking noise out there.
Yeah, I think that's a great segue to talk about detachment as, like, a healthy thing, like, looking at parts that don't work anymore and saying, "I don't want to be this way," and I think that process is way different because you're not it's like, it's not avoidance, it's like now you have to pay a really lot of attention to it so that you don't make the same choices,
Yep.
which is
I
not fun
yeah,
either.
there's a Cheshire cat smile happening on the face of the sticker queen.
Oh, I see the sticker queen. Well, I know it's funny because I was thinking about it, how detachment in, like, in my work is a good thing, right? Because we have to detach from the clients, the information that the clients give us. Because right, we get really heavy information, we hold space for heavy traumatic things all day, or, in the case of my full-time, we hold space for a lot of, chaos, throughout the day, and so to detach from that is important, and to be able to detach from work at the end of the day, I think everybody needs to do that, and therapists especially have to do it to even be able to continue doing the work, because otherwise it builds up, and compassion fatigue or vicarious trauma lands poorly, and we lose more people in the field. So I think detachment in my field is a really good thing. But you can't, just like everything else, you have to have balance, because you can't be fully detached from clients, or the work that we're doing and the stories we get, kind of thing. We can't end up, there was a story of a therapist that, thank the gods, I didn't know personally, but it was like through a client, through another therapist, where I guess they disclosed some trauma, and they expressed what it was, and the clinician went, "Oh, that's it?" And not okay. That person probably detached way too much, and should not never have said that. That was terrible. But,
No.
that so the balance is important too, because you can't detach either, like, in the middle of the session. You have to be present, but then you have to go to another person, right? So you're holding a completely different experience in the room. So it's a fine art, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder sometimes what if the brain is made to detach and break off into different segments and pieces, you know, throughout your day. Not necessarily 8-second segments. Stop fucking scrolling for 5 seconds. Uh, but like, what if you're supposed to go through like how we all used to go through class, and we had you have this class for 60 minutes, or you have this class for 75 minutes, or 100, or an hour. I don't know what blocks you guys had. We had some crazy shit, but we had more than one class per day. We would go to like today we're gonna do phys ed, math, and history. And it was like cool. And then tomorrow we're gonna do music and literature and computers. Like, all right. awesome. But your brain kinda starts to go, "Oh, cool, so I've learned a thing, and now it's like I'm on a cooldown period for that thing, or I've dealt with the thing, now I'm in a cooldown period for that thing. Let me just turn that off, detach, and then go do something else," so then it stimulates a different part of your brain so you don't get, like, brain explosions. 'Cause nobody
Mm,
needs that. It's like little power plants exploding all over your head.
Yeah.
It's awful.
No, it makes sense. I think we are meant to detach in a lot of different ways. I think just like anything else, it can any anything healthy can be unhealthy, right? So I think detachment is another just thing that we need to pay attention to for ourselves and what that looks like. It made me laugh because when you said, I don't know what your blocks were like back in the day. I don't. I detached. Speaking of trauma and my shit, like I detached so much. I don't remember. I don't remember any of that.
yeah.
I don't remember my. I had there was massive gaps in my past, um, and that's not a healthy detachment. It served me, right, in the times that it needed to serve me, but it's not I wouldn't call that healthy.
Yeah, I mean, that's like my explosive anger. Like I it did what it had to do when it had to do it, but now I've just gone into like a tempered rage all the time, which is
Yeah.
much better because it's like I know it's there, I respect that it's there, and I'm fine with being mildly annoyed 24/7 because it's like I never really take my foot off the brake for that one because you might need it again. But, like, to just be randomly exploding all over the place, and I have IED too, but I've had to work to make those triggers way less because I don't feel like doing it. It makes you fucking tired. The others don't deserve it. Chris is making frog mouths, and and the
Detach
guilt afterwards, I just don't wanna fucking deal with it because, like, even if I don't do anything to anybody, I feel guilty that I had that much anger just well up, you know? So it's like, yeah, that makes sense that it served you at that time and that you're like Chris, you were saying earlier, you're ready to move on now. It's like now you just have to super deal with it
Mhm.
kind
Well,
of thing.
yeah. Yeah, like, for me, it was about kindness, like, being kind and how, just even in the past couple years, I'm realizing that I'm not a kind person. Like, I I I am so, like, my intentions and my morality are in the right place, but the way I go about kindness is not the right kind of kindness. It's like my kind of kindness for a really long time was, like, make everyone feel good, like, don't say anything bad or, like, put others in before yourself. So, like, now I'm trying to look at it and be like, "Okay, shit, kindness is me first, um, tell people hard truths, and just be supportive." So,
Yeah.
it's a tough thing, especially the hard truths part is a really tough thing for me to do, even though I know it's the kinder thing, and that's, like, my ultimate goal, so
Yeah.
I have no
It's
idea how I started talking about that.
I mean, it's all good. It's kinda like conditioning too, like, you were taught that's the one thing that when you say kind and the way that you were describing it, I was thinking, yeah, the next thing you're gonna talk about is probably being gentle, kind and gentle, kind
Yeah.
and gentle, kind,
Yeah,
gentle, 'cause that's all you fucking hear. Like, people don't think I'm a kind person at all, which that's totally fine, but I love being kind to people, and I know that I have to take care of the inside of, what's going on in my house and with myself first before I can be, but I love being kind to people, and the hard truths thing and I think, Ashley, you might have been, taking out pups, but we were talking about, like, the hardest part is that I know that some parts of my trauma have granted me the privilege of, I don't give a shit what you think. Like,
Mhm.
if I love you, I'm gonna tell you exactly what's up, and if I don't know you and you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the fucking truth because 'cause you're asking me for a reason, and if that pisses you off, I'm sorry. But and
yeah,
also, like, I'm not just gonna blow smoke up your ass just to watch you fly high and then land on what? Nothing. Like, that's not okay in my book.
unless you
I
don't listen to her.
Yeah, well, then if you do I mean, I'll put you back together, but you're gonna have to hear me talk at you the entire fucking time, and typically, that's about 10 times longer than just fucking listening. It's the Capricorn in me, I just
True. That's
Can't get
true.
rid of that. Nope.
no, no. But yeah,
Yeah.
I
we're
was
cell
thinking of
phoning again.
something about detachment. I don't
We all
remember.
just It had just popped to the side. We
I
all
don't
just
know.
end up
There's
cell
something about
phones
detachment
there.
I was thinking about.
It just detached.
I
It went
detached from
on.
my thoughts of detachment.
Oh, shit.
See?
Oh, man.
Whoa, I can start my own podcast now.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Nah,
the
wicked easy.
requirements.
You
Yeah.
have all the time in the world for it too.
I've been talking about my own podcast for years, and then all it took was my friend going, "Hey, I'm gonna do a podcast." I'm like, "Sweet, all I have to do is show up and talk." That's
Yeah.
my
Your
role.
favorite thing.
That was my role in a podcast.
Yeah, see, that's another level of kindness though, because I was like, "I need to do this because I don't really like talking very much." I, wouldn't be able to tell, but I don't like talking very much, and that I kept hearing, like, friends and therapists and even fucking strangers were like, you need to talk all the time. Like, you need to do something with that. You got a great voice for it." And I'm like, "Okay. Alright, that's cool. Chris, you get to start that podcast? No, fuck you, I'll do it. I got it. Ashley, you're gonna be on it too."
God
Why?
damn it.
Because you need to be. That's Listen, listen, what happened has happened, and it could not have happened any other way. I
It's
use
true.
my force energy. I detach my bullishness from the kindness so that they don't get too intermingled. The kindness uses the bulldozer.
I like it.
Yep.
I like the metaphor.
My kindness doesn't bake cookies, it builds houses. Both
See,
are important.
it's true.
I
See, I feel
mean,
like I could talk about kindness for I like that's a whole other I think that's a season 2 thing because
that would be cool.
that's part of my pause. I keep pausing because I'm like, okay, wait, no, but don't go too deep,
Right.
Ashley. Don't go too deep.
I know, I
I
keep
have
being like,
thought.
"What are we detachment?"
And that's the thing, like, watching how you guys are detaching from this question and, like, trying to reach for strings to talk about, and I'm like, "Did they not realize they're detaching right now?" Like you're just all it really is, it's a very simple concept. It might not be easy, but it's very simple. Like, detachment is literally just not.
Yeah,
I'm
Not
just gonna not.
just kinda not. And you can not healthily, and you can not healthily.
Right.
true.
Actually, that's what I was gonna bring up, and I think
Perfect.
this will be a fun topic to think about. So, I've had an experience, I love video games, I play a lot of video games. I have played boatloads of video games to detach. Like, that was, like, a serious part of my life at some point, right? And I've also played video games to deal with detachment. So, like, it wasn't necessarily the thing that I was doing, it was how I was approaching it and how I was connecting it to the things that I was either avoiding or not avoiding. So I think that's a really interesting concept because even listening to Ashley, it doesn't sound like there's, like, a great how-to out there on, like, to deal with detachment, even in, like, the therapist community. That it doesn't sound like either any of us, and we think about this stuff all the time, it doesn't sound like any of us have been like, "Oh, I do it this way and it works."
Mhm.
So I'm curious about that idea of, like, taking parts of your life that you use to detach and restructuring it to kind of, like, actually have the process of dealing with that detachment through it. Go.
It's like when somebody draws you a maze sitting in a restaurant and they're like, "Alright, figure it out before the breadsticks get you." You're like,
Yeah.
"This is just a bunch of lines on paper."
I can start, probably.
Okay, alright, alright.
Okay. So,
Drink that first.
yeah, I'll drink the water. So I guess I'll
Perfect.
start with a story and we'll see where it goes. I started this game called Celeste, which is just a fantastic video game. At the suggestion of my brother because it was a good game. And I'm playing it, and I don't know exactly where I was in my life, so it's going to be hard to kind of connect the pieces, but throughout the game was very, emotional. So, like, you were, jumping around, dashing around, avoiding spikes, avoiding monsters, all the good game stuff. But the story behind it was you're the main character eventually got to a point where she was talking to a boss, and, like, I think it was in the middle of the fight even, and the boss was like, why are you being this kind? Like, you trying to look out for I forgot what the other character, it might have been her sister. You trying to, like, save your sister or look out for your mom or save your mom or whatever is actually, like, really, really selfish, and it is you're not, like, people pleasing or taking care of someone because they want it, you're taking care of someone because it makes you feel better. And it was a pretty important thing for me to hear at the time because I just we just talked about this a little bit, but I have that people pleaser part of me that is very, very selfish in the way that it wants people to perceive me as a helper. So, with a game that you could sit in front of and just go through and be like, "I'm just playing a video game and I'm just collecting loot or whatever," and maybe it was because it was the specific game, but there was something about it that allowed me to kind of see a detachment I had already done that I didn't even know was there, and kind of process that through the playthrough of the game, but also I think of that it was years ago. It was like 10 years ago, and I still think of it, like, on a monthly basis.
It's really good. It makes me think of, since we're on the vein of video games, Disney Dreamlight Valley. There's one of the spoiler alert. One of the kind of themes when you beat the base game is you find there's this big bad that's throughout the whole game of who for made all of these characters forget who they were, right? And they're the character. There's a lot of characters we know, um, and they forgot, that they all lived in this world together and that they had a lot of fun and that their entire world was rooted in just connection and engaging with one another. And so there's this big bad, and when you go and you meet the big bad, you find out, and they didn't label it like this, but basically, again, spoiler alert, the big bad is your inner child. So it's your character and the big bad is your inner child because your inner child was forgotten. And so your inner child made everybody else forget, basically. Like, you got so caught up in being an adult and in being, paying bills and doing all the boring adult things and that you're the one that forgot about these characters. You forgot about your inner child. So your inner child like used magic to, shut down the world, basically. Um and it literally made me cry, even me thinking about it now makes me tear up because
Sure.
there's this scene where you almost have to heal your inner child. This is also, some of the parts work, right? Like, you have to heal your inner child and not immediately. It's, again, making a connection with this character and bringing them into the world and remembering what play looks like and what connection looks like, and it's a really well-written game, but that
Yeah.
it makes me right, we detached from at some point, a lot of us detached from our inner child and detached from the things that we find fun
Yeah.
and the things that make us us, and it's some people don't get back to that, and that's really actually very sad. So, remembering how to connect with yourself again can be really important.
You guys have, like, these lovely games, Chris. It's just like, "You're being too kind, like, stop being selfish." Ashley's just like, "Don't lose your inner child for those who still have one or had one."
Yep.
And then I'm over here like, "God of War."
No, there's
Yeah.
tons of story behind that too, though.
And
Yeah,
lots of
no,
detachment.
definitely. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, definitely. At some point, you realize that you've become the same thing that you have always hated in the name of the thing that you thought you wanted, but then you lost everything, and then you just want to get back into being peaceful because you knew how to be peaceful once, and then you do it, and then you get a little overprotective, and then the thing you or person you're overprotective over just decides, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go live my destiny." And you're like, "God damn it." So then you have to learn to detach from not only I want peace to I had peace. It didn't really feel like peace. I want war. I kind of want war. What? Whoa. Both can exist
Mm.
and do. Also, I'm going to go fuck up some gods real quick because they should have known this.
Yeah.
So
You
hold
gotta
on.
mash those buttons too.
But yeah, of course, swivel those joysticks, guys. Swivel. Swivel.
I
That's right.
I think it shows me this theme the 3 of us are talking about of thought went away.
It's
Shoot,
like a
that was
balloon
a
grab.
really good one too. Where did it go?
It'll come back.
It'll
Well,
come
I
back.
It's playing
I
hide and seek.
it is.
Okay, I got it, right?
There you go.
Okay. So, the 3 of us, what we described with our different experiences with different games is that we were paying attention to the game and ourselves. We were like our relationship between us and what we were doing, I think that feels like the piece that sometimes gets detached when you don't think about your relationship between yourself and the experience or other people around you. That's where I think we can't learn from what we're experiencing and apply it to the things that we've previously detached. So that's my answer. Nailed it.
I
Well
dig.
done.
I dig. I dig.
You
Yeah,
know what I
that's
mean though?
it's like
Like it's like that
it
awareness
kinda
kinda
yeah, it kind we're talking at the same time, so you would
and go.
do they have to be words? It's just
No.
like,
No, no.
what's that thing that they do on the floor?
On the what?
Filibuster? When
Yeah. A
they just
filibuster.
talk? Yeah,
I
and they just
reclaim my
talk and
time.
talk and yeah, whatever. But,
Think they have to be words. Anyway.
time time is, just start quoting Queen. But it it reminds me of
Yes.
rage. Like, when people go, "Oh, so you're angry and the rage, it's the same thing." I'm like, "No, my rage is." I had to detach my anger from my rage to realize that that thing is like a nuclear energy. Like it's dangerous when you don't respect what it is, but it can power cities or it can blow them to pieces. I'm in this sense of like I'm gonna detach from it being the thing that blows everything to pieces to powering
Mm.
cities. And we could still have a defense system. It's a defense system. Like I'm not trying to take over the fucking world here, you know? That's kind of what that reminds me of, kind of, and then the anger just kind of goes back, and you go back into your closet and you think about what you fucking did.
Well, it sounds like your
But
relationship to anger is different. Like, it's
yeah,
almost like the same energy, but because the way you label it in a certain direction, your relationship with it is better.
yeah, it doesn't run things anymore. Like I
Mm.
used to give it the keys and a bottle of Jim Beam and go, "Okay,
Yeah.
here you go. Good luck." Now it's just like, "No, get in the fucking car seat, you fucking toddler, and stop screaming at me. Read a damn book." Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. So, like, you're in partnership with each other.
yeah, synergy, man. I've that's the one thing I've learned works the best is to find a good synergy. It's the most
Mm.
sustainable thing. Sure, maybe it'll run out at some point and you gotta replace parts, but you typically know what parts to replace once it starts going on. And then detaching is a lot easier so you can take care of yourself, so you can take care of the connecting parts, like your family or your friends or your dogs or
Yeah.
your house, or your passion projects, plus, et cetera.
Ashley, I'm curious what your thoughts are about, like, the idea behind taking something that you use as a coping mechanism and changing your relationship with that specific thing because you're already doing it, and if that's something that is is a healthy thing.
Yeah, it can be just like anything else. I mean, I think about just as an example, right? The person who is, sober, who a lot of people who are sober end up drinking a lot of like Diet Coke and soda, because there's a caffeine, there's a lot of biological components to it. And that I guess I'm going towards harm reduction, right? That's harm reduction, even though soda for the general population, there's this whole, "It's really bad for you," and that, well, in moderation, just like everything else, it's fine, right? So, I think if you already drink Diet Coke and you just got sober, and you add an extra Diet Coke in your day because that is the thing that helps you throughout the day, is that bad? No. Um, could it lead to more health issues? Maybe. I don't know. Are you diabetic? Well, Diet Coke is anyway. So you have to take, I think, the whole, it's such a social work answer, but you have to take the whole picture into
Yeah.
account. Or people that use exercise as a coping skill.
Mhm.
Exercise can be really healthy. And then it falls into unhealthy territory when you're hurting your body. It can actually become a form of self-harm because if you're running on if
Mm,
you've been running you went to the gym in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and you're hurt and you continue to exercise because that's your coping skill, and so that's
yeah.
what you know to do when you're stressed, but you're hurt, now you're hurting yourself, now it's unhealthy. So I think it's that moderation idea and how you're using it to cope and how it affects yourself and the people around you.
So, from what I'm hearing is that you can be on this side of the seesaw and then look for the middle and then end up on the other side of the seesaw.
Exactly, yes.
Sweet.
And it's
Great.
easy
That's
to
great.
do, and it's easy to forget, it's easy to just suddenly end up you're like, "How did I get over here? I was trying to get to the middle of
Yeah.
the seesaw." Um, and sometimes it takes external folks to point it out because it is such a, "Well, this is my coping skill, this works for me," right? And yeah, until it doesn't. If it doesn't serve you in the same way, if it's harming you, then it's not a good coping skill.
Jesus. What a weird subject, Jess. What a weird subject. Like, if you think about it, like, a lot of these subjects that you look at, there's a lot of information and, like, even, like, education around them, but I've been exposed to a wild amount of self-help, kinda mental health sorta stuff, and this is still a really bizarre thing to think about, and, like, just as you were finishing talking, Ashley, I was like, "Oh, no, like, education doesn't handle this, and then my kids are probably detaching from stuff. Am I teaching them the right way?" Because you never really think about what you might not want to be feeling or experiencing and how you are coping with that. It feels like a really complex sort of thing.
It is, and
And go ahead.
What?
no, I feel like you had a point to
I was
a
I
good
was
one.
just gonna say it can be, but it's also pretty simple, especially when you accept you're designed to explore these things. So explore them and just keep in the back of your head that detachment is what you're looking for. But like it's kind of like going rock hounding. I don't go out there going, all right, I'm gonna find a big massive crystal. Like I might just find a piece of calcite that looks like a face and go, huh, that's cool. But like my goal is find rocks. I have completed my goal. Your goal is look at attachment or a detachment and then really observe, like detach yourself and observe, I feel is the thing. And it's not an easy task. But once you
Yeah.
kind of boil it down, I feel like it becomes like a simple syrup. Like it's simple. You want
Yeah,
sweet? It's sweet.
yeah. Well, and I think of the other direction too, and I think we've kinda gone back and forth on the seesaw. Um, but there are a lot of people who are, myself included, who are very detached from their body,
Yeah.
right? And so there's also yeah, do some introspection and figure out how to kind of connect again with your body if you're detached from it in general. There are people that are detached from their emotions. Um, I think, and so yeah, that the introspection work is really important to be able to figure out what are you detached from and what are you too attached to? And
Yeah.
then I think you can start the work of how do I, how do I actually me- find balance? Because I mean, reattach, detach, whatever. Um, but you have to do the investigation work first.
When you realize you aren't so you said something too about like detach from your body, detach from your emotions. You got me thinking like that's what I say all the time, how you're not your body.
Uh,
And so you will detach because you are not that thing. Anything I feel that you can put a possessive to, you are not that thing. Like you are my friends. I am not Chris and Ashley. you know, like, yeah, that's my body. But the hard work comes in too when you're learning to look at it because you've detached and figuring out which part of yourself has detached from it. It's just like, why can't I eat this food right now? Well, it might be a trauma thing. It could be a medical thing. It could be this whole other thing my body's trying to tell me of like, no, it's not. You can't eat it. You just need to slow the fuck down. Like, it's a whole different set of working. But then you enter into the level of a paradox and dichotomy where you have to remain a certain level of detachment, but be attached enough to know. That's why I like the Megazord and Voltron because it's like they're all different parts, a bunch of
Yeah,
mini lion bots, but then they make one big lion bot. But
so cool.
yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. Like they are not their swords and stuff, like, but they are very much so attached to them. Like they understand how they work, they understand the mechanisms behind them, but they stay detached enough to know when to fix them and
Mhm.
attached enough to know how to utilize them.
Yeah, and, like, I know for me, the detachment from the body is, you know, sometimes my therapist will say, "Where do you feel that in your body?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't." It's I can't answer that question because I don't. So it's another level of detachment that I don't have the connection with the machine to be able to figure out where the problem is so that I can fix it, and that's where that investigate like, it the investigation comes from is where's the disconnect?
Yeah, and then you just start moving. It's like what you were saying about your kids, Chris, to that point too, Ashley. It's like then you just have to start moving shit around and figuring out what doesn't have the hold it's supposed to have based off of what you know. Understand that you're not going to know all of the things and know that if you hit that nerve and you let go and detach from something you're supposed to, it could very well damage the shit out of you or your kids or whatever. But knowing that healing is also part of it. So then it's
Right.
like, all right, well, we'll come back from this. We can come back from this. It won't be the same, but it's all right. Like it will be.
I guess that's just kind of part of what we signed up for as being human, like, we're meant to do this. Like, our minds are meant to detach from things, and we're meant to question whether or not that was something that we how we wanna live, like, I if that's the relationship we wanna have with our body or with our partner or with our job. 'Cause a lot of people detach with jobs too. It's like the workaholic sort of thing is like they're escaping some other things that they don't wanna deal with and replacing it with, "I'll just get stuff done." And obviously that relationship doesn't work either.
Yeah. Or it's a lack of understanding of what a workaholic like
Yeah,
I
that's
love to work.
probably
I like to work 24/7, but I was doing it for the wrong people. Now I do it for myself and for people who actually need or value something. So then it's like I'm gonna do it anyway to your point from earlier.
Mhm.
I just need to learn to do it in a more healthy manner, which is now, "Hey, man, you need something? Let's go paint a picture together." Like,
It
yeah,
reminds me of the way I kind of like to look at energy anyways, and, like, think of it as in making investments and, like, whether or not that investment is make giving you a positive return or is just draining your resources. So, what you said was, "I love working. The investment's bad when I'm doing stupid stuff for other people, and I get a return on my investment when I do amazing stuff for myself, which makes me like working more." So, that's the way I kind of have been thinking about this as we've been talking, like, looking at the relationships you're making with all the different things that you might be coping with and asking yourself, "Is this returning the energy that I'm putting into it at least? If not, feeding me more?" Um, I like that as, like, a picture of kind of like a signpost or a guide to determine whether or not the things that you're doing are draining you, or, like, are you using them to cope, or you're using them actually, like, in a healthy way. And it can vary, like I said, I've used video games a ton to cope, and I've also used video games a ton to heal through stuff that I was working with. So, it's just very interesting that you can almost assign the meaning if you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
you get so much freedom.
Oh, yeah.
No! Take it back.
Yes.
Don't want
Absolutely
it.
not. Subjugation to stagnation is no way to live, my friend.
Oh my god.
True.
I feel like I've talked a ton and I nothing has come out of my mouth.
Chris, we just
I've
call
come
that
to
white guy
no
syndrome.
conclusion.
Calm down.
White guy syndrome.
I
No, you
apologize.
brought up some pretty good points though. Like you can
You
tell that
did.
you're processing and things like that. That's the thing. Like, and I don't know if you guys have had the time, but Spence, when we were chatting, we were just saying he brought up the same thing I say to you guys all the time. Just fucking talk about it,
Yeah.
because we can all have our own perceptions of how other people are gonna perceive what we're gonna say, but we're never gonna fucking know until we do it. And like, if we say something or do something, this is not an excuse to be a dick. I'm putting a disclaimer in the middle of it. If you
Mhm.
say or do something,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Hopefully.
hopefully you don't look at it and go, "I'm gonna fuck that up worse if I can."
Yeah.
Because I
I
mean, if
mean,
that's the case,
you know,
I got a sledgehammer with your name
I
on it.
that's a new topic, and it's a topic about trolling and healthy trolling and
Yes.
unhealthy trolling.
Troll the people who need to be trolled, don't troll the people who are just processing life together,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
we all have to process this shit, and we're all gonna do it differently. It's like, Intel versus AMD people, like, calm down, because then we're gonna run into a whole bunch of other shit, like, then we run into operating system people, because then they're like, "Well, you can run Linux and blah, blah, blah." It's like, "Yeah, I get it, calm down. Linux is a superior system, we all know that."
You just went full nerd.
I did. But, like, at the same time, I don't know, I feel like these are good conversations to have,
Yeah.
like, you brought up topics and ideas and things that were in your fucking brain, and you were like, "I wanna talk about this because this is my understanding," and look at like, you've got classically trained and also life experienced Ashley, who's got this whole this is how it is in clinical settings, and this is how it is in my life. And then you've got psycho space hard knocks over here who's just I have lived many life. So that it's great because then we can
Yeah.
process together, and that's
I
like these and it's also a kind of a detachment from your ego to have these
Yeah.
conversations because
Mhm.
one thing that comes up is when people go, "Well, I don't want people to think I'm an idiot." Who fucking cares?
I care. I care a lot. No. I mean, yes, I do.
Yeah,
But also, I agree with you.
And
right.
on the same kinda, like, wavelength, I was thinking of it in a way where, like, I was actually nervous about doing a podcast because of how egoic I can usually be and, like, how smart I think I am. And I really enjoy that the direction that this is going is all of us being like, I've had this thought. What do you think about it? And it's
Mhm.
not really ever been about, well, this is how you should do things. I think it's been more about like, well, what if this is the thing that helps? And I really appreciate that about what we're doing because I was actually pretty nervous about trying to be that the guru kinda egoic figure, which have had a tendency to want in the past, so I really appreciate that we have an open, like, "No one knows what the hell is going on" format.
That's
Yeah.
just fucking important. Like, it's those are those things where you just wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, hold on a minute. You mean to tell me that in entanglement theory, if I have a certain burrito here now and that other burrito technically exists just on a different frequency there, I could have two burritos? Bitch, what? Like,
I could be
it's like,
stealing both those burritos.
right.
Mhm.
And then it's like, well, what if we have these conversations and don't label something crazy on them? It's just like, man, you must be high out of your fucking mind. Like, it's like, no, I was just thinking about burritos and then entanglement theory happened. It's like, no, I was just thinking about detachment, and, like how that doesn't really carry a lot of weight. Like most of my conversations are the same weight. I live in the middle. So it's like when I talk about detachment, I'm like, no, I want to talk. I detach often, like not only just dissociation, but like I just nah, hold on, fuck it, I need a minute. Like, give me a second.
Yeah.
Like, and it took a lot to get here.
That's a
You
good
both
point.
have seen me in not great spaces. Ashley probably the most out of anyone I know. So like there are times when it's like I had to get to the point where I didn't see detachment as a problem. I saw it as an entropic byproduct of an attempt to heal. And then I was like, "Oh shit, but I do that naturally. This is really fucking cool." Like the trees are gonna shed fruit anyway. Might as well just know when they're ripe and take them so that the burden doesn't fall on the damn tree. Like,
It reminds me of that time we were at work and I was being extra stupid about something. I probably just tipped you over the edge or someone did, and it was the end of the day, and you just looked at me with your eyes, like, really wide, and you just said, "Run." I was like, "See you later." I was like, "Is she gonna follow me home?"
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense, but I feel like that was her detaching a little bit, to let me know that she was about to hurt me.
yeah, it's what's funny about that? I have no recollection of that.
I believe it. I believe it. I got to halfway to my car, I was like, "What the fuck am I running from?" Like,
I
that
don't
bitch
know.
is scary.
No, who knows?
Somebody thought it was important that you get the lesson, you
Yep.
get the warning
Oh,
to run.
yeah, that was before I knew about the
Yeah.
DID, I think. Ah,
Dude, that was
okay.
before I even accepted the DID, so somebody inside was like, "Fucking run, run."
The kind one was like,
Yeah.
"You should just fucking go."
Fucking she's gonna go nuclear on everybody, fucking leave.
Yes, that's what I was like, "Man, I know she doesn't like him, and I know she kinda likes me, so I'm gonna leave." And then I
Yeah.
came back the next day, I was like, "Is everything good?"
Looking for carnage.
Yeah, nothing happened.
It's like nothing happened.
I
It's
got
like,
home
"Hey,
really
man."
quick.
The one day your wife is just like, "What the fuck?"
Lock the door.
I just I just felt like we needed to come home, and here's a bag of deadbolts, just changing all the locks
Just in
now.
case, you know.
Man, yeah, no, that definitely detaches again, detachment. It's been a good thing
Yeah,
for me. It's been a big healer for me. So like when I hear people speaking, I also have repurposed some of this PTSD hypervigilance to go, oh, I hear the pattern of what you're talking about, and it sounds like this. So this is what you're talking about. Am I right or wrong? Like you can tell me yes or no or kind of on the scale or whatever. Then we'll chat about it. Because to me, when it doesn't look so heavy or doesn't feel so heavy, I'm just like, why are we talking about it, guys? It's not that bad. And it's like, yeah, but Clark Kent put down the barn house. Like, not all of us can pick up tractors, dude. Relax.
Yep.
It's like, "Oh, fuck, I'm sorry, my bad, my bad." But then we chat about it, and then it's just like, "Yeah, but I can't be around shiny green rocks, so you
it's a
we all
downside.
have our thing." But it's that we all have our thing, and we're sharing this whole spot, and I love that, man. I love that you're getting something out of this because I love that people are synergizing and starting to realize it doesn't have to be a competition, we can just work together.
Yeah. I love
We can
curiosity.
yeah, man. Oh,
Season 2.
that's gonna be a fun one. It it's, either later season 1 or somewhere in season 2.
I could talk about curiosity for, like, hours, so don't
I wanna do
better
that
be careful.
too.
Well, then this is what we're gonna do. You folks go listen to your life and watch it and detach and do all the things and think about the way that you detach and how you can reattach and whatnot. And then we're gonna go nerd out over curiosity real quick and figure out where it is in the schema of things. And then, yeah, see you next week talking about healing.
We
Yeah.
oh,
Woohoo.
healing. We do that too.
Yeah, shit.
Johnny on the mic, gonna shout it when I'm feeling